Welcome to the SmartZone demonstration series for Release 5.0. In this series, we'll be covering the new features available in Release 5.0. In this demonstration, I'll be covering the per zone event management feature. As the name implies, SmartZone Release 5.0 now allows you to define event management policies on a zone-by-zone basis, allowing more control over event messaging and alerts, as well as targets for events based on the originating zone. In addition to these controls, Release 5.0 will also append the zone name to all event notifications, making identification easier for administrators. Let's get started. First, let's log into our SmartZone. Once we log in, you can see here I'm running a virtual SmartZone. I'm running the Essentials version. And if you look down to the lower left, you can see that I'm running version 5.0.0.0.675. This is the first GA release of version 5.0 of SmartZone. So in this demonstration, we're looking at events and alarms and per zone event capabilities. So we'll click over here on events and alarms, and it'll bring us to the event section. And this first off always lists the events that are have been seen by the SmartZone. And if we click on the Event Management tab up here, this is where we get the opportunity to configure which events send notifications and what kind of notifications that go out. Those can be SNMP notifications, as you can see down here, or email notifications. And by default, we've always had the ability to send notifications just by enabling this, and this was done on a system-wide level, and it sent notifications for every zone configured in the SmartZone. So we'll go ahead and enable that. So we'll send an email to szevent@ruckuswireless.com. In the case an event comes up that has an email notification preference configured for it, none of the ones on this screen do right now, but that's okay. What we can do now is we can now, in this release, select zone by zone and allow these zones to do something different than the system level event notification. So I can go to the lab zone and I can turn on event notifications, and we'll give it an address to mail to. We'll just call this, and we can do a different address for alerts from the zone if these emails go out. So let's go ahead and set one up here. We'll send that to labs@ruckuswireless.com because this is our lab zone, and just say OK. Now, we didn't really have to do that. That's just for email notifications. If we want email notifications to go out for this particular zone to an address that's different than what's defined by the system, we have to configure that here and enable it. And again, that is only for events that are listed down here that might have email listed as their notification. Now, what we have, you see that we've inherited all of the configuration parameters of the system zone in the Ruckus lab zone. But what we now have the ability to do is we can override those. So we can go over here and we can, let's say for this particular event, we want to enable email notifications. It'll ask us to confirm that we want to enable email notifications. We'll click yes here. And what you'll see now is that email notification is checked here, that a notification for an AP communication firmware updated event, an email will go out. And this checkbox says that this zone is overriding the system level notification, event notification. So we can go through and do each one of these as we like. We can send SNMP trap notifications. We can send email notifications. We can have database persistence or not on a zone-by-zone basis. So on this particular event for firmware updated, we're overriding with an email notification. Now I can go over to this production zone over here, and I can select the same event, and I can just say I want to send an SNMP notification. So we'll enable an SNMP notification. We'll confirm that we want to do that. And again, we see an override to the system level event notification system. So what we're able to do now is on a zone-by-zone basis, we can send notifications for events that happen that deviate from the system level. This just allows some flexibility for administrators of different zones. Maybe zones perform different functions. Maybe some zones you're working on and you're expecting to have some events occur, and you maybe want to filter those out, not necessarily have those goes out to the system level email addresses and spam a lot of people with emails. So there's a lot of reasons why you might want to override the system level notifications for a particular zone, and that's what this allows you to do. Now, one other added important feature of this, especially with the email notifications, but also the trap notifications, is when those notifications are now sent, they're going to be sent and they're going to include the zone name with the notification. So not only do you get different potential destinations for notifications per zone, but if they're all going to the same destination, the different zone will show up in the notification message so that you might be able to filter on a particular zone even at a centralized notification destination. So it's a very valuable, very helpful feature for system administrators of SmartZone. So that pretty much covers the per zone event management feature on SmartZone Release 5.0. Again, just to summarize, this allows you to not only configure at the system level, which was the previous release allowed you to, you can set up notifications on a per zone basis and what types of notifications or what types of events are going to spawn what types of notifications. Also gives you the ability to send different email events for different zones to different destination addresses, allows you to override the system level configuration for notifications, and just allows you a lot of flexibility in how you want to send notifications for events that happen in your SmartZone system based on the zone. Well, hopefully this presentation was helpful to you, and look forward to more presentations in this demonstration series for Release 5.0 that covers the new features that are available in this release. Thank you.